I think it's even society is like that.
世界も同じような方向に向かっていると感じています。
いや、まあ、方向というかなんかね、そういうシステムであるかなという。It's, I think support is very important. In the education system also the society that is lacking.
何かをサポートするっていうのが教育制度においてすごい重要なことだと思っていて、多分それが一番欠けてしまっているっていうのも事実です。
あと社会でもね、社会制度とか。
そう、社会制度でも。
マキさん。
はい。そうですね。小学校の時なんか、こう、いろいろ悩みがあって、誰かに相談したいって思って、でも親には言いたくないし、担任の先生に言ったら、ちょっと知られたくない人に知られるかなっていう怖さもあり、そしたらなんかこう、保健室じゃなくて、相談できる先生が一人いたような気がするんですけど、記憶では。この学校の中で一人、そういう先生がいた気がして、で、その先生がやっぱ唯一、そういう悩みを打ち明けられる相手かなとは思ってたんですけど。
Okay, so when she was in primary school, she couldn't talk about things to other people. She felt the teacher might be a different person. She felt the parents might be the wrong person to talk to. She also felt the friends also might be the wrong person to talk to. So she tries to go to she's kind of remembering the fact that there's one teacher who can do the counseling, other than school hospital.
はい。で、小学校1年生から小学校6年生までの全校生徒っていうと何百人もいて、対その先生一人っていう割合が、こう、私なんか相談に行ける相手じゃないっていう恐縮な気持ちになって、行動には全く移せないっていう感じではあったかなと思うので、その生徒の人数とそういう先生の人数の割合をもうちょっとこう、先生を増やしてほしいっていうところが整っていれば、もっと相談しやすい環境ではあったのかなとは思います。はい。
She's now thinking the environment might be better if the ratio of the school counseling teacher and the school students ratio is kind of even or like really close, because basically back in her time there's only one teacher who can do the counseling. However, like she's got like more than hundreds of students in that primary school, so she felt that she's actually not worth, she's not actually, she felt really pressured to talk to, because she felt that she's actually robbing others people's time. She felt that her struggle is not worth talking to.
Yeah, I think it's like, we cannot be failure. That's what Ken Robinson talked about it too. Because of the market-based everywhere in the world, we try to make this better and worse. So that constantly we think about, am I better or worse? So that we don't want to be failure.
ロビンソン教授も言ってるんですが、こう自分がこう worth it、価値のある人間かないかみたいなことを基準に考えてしまうというところがあって、自分の価値判断で自分を判断してしまう。
だからその点数制の学校の点数制のこのストラクチャーのせいで、こう自分がどっちが良いかどっちが悪いかみたいな感じに頭の中に叩き込まれちゃうと思うんですね。そういう制度のせいで、その普通に普段生きてる中でも自分は失敗じゃないな、こう負け犬というか、そういう風に思いたくない、なってはいけないというところで、だからこう相談できない。 so that they can't talk to the teacher. I think, and then also the teacher doesn't. I don't feel anything from the teacher that welcoming for any support. I talk about the bird nest, but show that we can't protect everyone in a bird nest and then not to be fly away. But I think it's children are so fragile and very vulnerable, and why not to support? Because we're gonna fly somewhere anyway, then we're gonna get the kind of failure in the future. Like, we always have failure, but this is the thing. This is very important, I think. When we are a child, because of there's no support from the adult or someone who is very motivative, pushing, or say this is okay, it is hard to fly. So people are not even able to fly from the bird nest or bird cage. We're not allowed to even fly. I mean, that's what is happening in the whole world, any kind of field, even an adult world. We're not actually flying. We're just being in a bird nest.
大人もその失敗を恐れて、点数制の教育制度によって失敗を恐れるっていうのが植え付けられてしまっているので、こう思い切って飛ぶっていうことができなくなっていて、結局はその失敗したらどうしようとか、そういった、あとは失敗をこう開示したら負け犬になってしまうじゃないかと、そのコンペティション、学校の中の競争性っていうのが、ある意味自分の中で内在化してしまって、それに苦しめられているっていう現状が続いていると思います。
その鳥の籠なり鳥の巣にから飛び立てない状態っていうのが大人になっても続いているだと思うんですね。It's so I luckily I always talk about uncle, but my uncle was very supportive. Doesn't mean that he would say okay for everything. How can I say? It's just really supportive and say okay to whatever I feel about and positive. Of course, if I do something morally wrong, probably he say no. But that kind of support, like emotional support that we don't have, we're lacking.
エモーショナルサポート、感情的に生徒をサポートすることがすごい必要だと思っていて、ただやっぱりそれが一番欠けてしまっているとも感じています。
僕の叔父の話をよくするんですけど、彼はそういうことをしてくれた人で、ティーチャーでもなく、それは、親でもなかったっていうことですね。親ももちろんそういうサポーティブってことはあったけど、一番すごい影響力があったのは、その近くには叔父がいたっていうことですね。And that's I think it's like in education too, that people are supportive to not to protect too much, because that's what happened in Japan. It happened I don't know, like 10, 20 years ago. That's kind of too supportive education system. So it's not that. It's about support emotionally to be able to fly. I mean,
そうですね。結局みんなが空にフライ羽ばたけるようになるには、ちょうどいい線のサポートっていうのが必要になっています。もし行き過ぎたサポートしてしまうと、20年前の日本のような
何でしたっけ、なんとか教育。
ゆとり教育のようになってしまう。なので、感情にフォーカスしたサポートとか、行き過ぎないサポートの導入が必要になるのかなって思ってます。
Yeah, I think that sometimes people get confused about that or putting these ADHD. I think that's a bit of a problem in Europe about, this person has to be supportive, kind of special care, special needs, this one. So it's like everyone is going to be needed and they're not actually be able to fly. We're all different. I think I can be very crazy compared to some other normal people, but we are all abnormal anyway. And I personally think that everybody should be in a kind of same place, but help. Of course, if you need so much of needs that, if the school is going to be completely chaos, yes, perhaps those people maybe have to go to some different school.
そうですね。ゆとり教育に絡めて言うと、現代のヨーロッパは、この人は、この ADHD を持ってるから、こういうケアが必要だっていうふうに、どんどん、個人的な、ケアがどんどん個人化してしまっていて、で、それも行き過ぎたサポートシステムになってしまっているのかなって感じているので、で、それが結局、フライ、羽ばたける大人を作れないというような問題に帰結している、気がしますと。
Larissa, you teach in England?
Yes, I do. I teach in secondary schools, modern foreign languages.
Modern what language, please?
I teach Spanish and French because Italian
Spanish
here
and
is not
French.
that interesting. I came to teach
I
Italian.
know.
Yeah.
ラリッサはイギリスの中学校ですね。スペイン語とフランス語を教えています。なので文化と言語を担当しています。
But I mean, it's great that you're here because when I think about English education, I feel much more advanced and more free. And you think about the future dream in early stage compared to Japanese education. What do you think about that after we talk about these?
ラリッサ、実際にUK の、イギリスの教育機関で働いている、ものからして、日本の、中学校とイギリスの中学校、どっちの方が、より、生徒の自由さとかを、押し出していると感じますか？
Well, on a sense that it's great. Yeah, I agree. There are things that I really love. But at the same time, the way they teach to people to stay into the classroom and to stay there and listen, I found it quite repressive, and it's just a system that doesn't allow young people to question. It doesn't allow people to disagree. Is it training for from my point of view? I had a very different route. Let's say I learned as an independent student, so probably I have a different idea because of my background. But the way they teach to young people to stay there quiet, to not question the teacher decision, is kind of training to become adult that they will never question themselves also.
イギリスにもなんかいい面はたくさんあって、すごいいいなと思うところもある反面、やっぱり悪い面もあるっていうふうに感じていて、やっぱり抑圧的な教育っていうのは、見られます。で、例えばそれはどういうことかって言ったら、質問することを、良しとしない風潮だったりとか、誰かの意見とか先生に反対することを良しとしない、教育が行われているなっていうのを肌感覚で感じます。で、結局それっていうのは、自分が独立生徒として、インディペンデントスチューデントとしてやってきたっていう、ちょっと違うバックグラウンドから発見できたことかもしれないんですけど、なんでそれを危険視しているかというと、結局先生に反対できないとか、何かを疑問視できないってことは、結局は自分自身のチョイスとかを疑問視できないことにつながってしまうのではないかと思って危機感を感じています。
I'm quite surprised to hear that because I thought it's much more free in here and
Well, I don't know the Japanese system. And I was in secondary school many years ago, and it was a bit different. Then I don't have any experience about the private schools. I only know the
state school.
Let's say the state school. From an academical point of view, the offer about the subject is interesting. Yes, it is. But for what I see, and of course you need that. I'm sorry, it's not easy to talk about this because if you want people to be very active and to do things, you need to teach them to follow the instructions. So the British system, it works very well because people learned since the young age to follow the instructions, whatever they do. They don't question, they do. And this is good to achieve what someone else decides that needs to be achieved. Is it clear? So
Yeah.
this is how the education, from my point of view, this is how the education system works.
In the UK, or like at least like from your perspective of within your experience. Right?
Sorry, say it again.
This is like the education system you felt from your background.
Or in the UK system, which one?
Both.
Both.
I was
Both in
lucky
Japan
for
and the
sure,
UK.
but both. Yeah.
Both. Okay. そうですね。まず、サトシさんが、イギリスの学校の方が日本の学校よりももっと自由だと思ってたんですけど、実際にはそういう文化があってびっくりしましたって言ってて、で、結局ラリッサさんが言われたのは、例えば、オファーしている教科もたくさん面白いものはあるんですけど、やっぱり、それをやるためには、インストラクション、を絶対にインストラクションに従ってやらなきゃいけない場面っていうのはたくさん出てきて、で、なので、それを繰り返し、そのシステムに乗ってることで、そうですね、クエスチョン、疑問視しないっていうことが、増えてきていると思っています。ただ、それがいいか悪いかっていうのは、一概には言えなくて、そこがすごい難しいところだっていうふうにもおっしゃられていました。
I see.
Larissa, what are you doing right now? Or like, did you study education?
At the moment, I'm looking for a new job because I've lost mine as a Spanish teacher. Because I know Italian here, I tried when I arrived from Italy, but Italian here is not that popular.
All right. So wait, did you graduate from UK University with education degree?
No, I'm Italian. I came here 4 years ago. I did everything I did was in Italy. Here I did the PGC, that is the university course to become a teacher, a qualified teacher in the UK.
Oh, right. So you got masters then? You got masters in education degree?
I have a master from Italy to teach Italian at university level, and then I did the PGC here.
PGC as well.
Yeah.
Oh, like do you also study education theory in PGC, or like PGC is kind of mainly doing teaching role, like mainly studying teaching, like how to be a good teacher and stuff?
Are you asking about, because I cannot hear properly? I hear, but it's very low. Are you asking about the PGC? What is that?
Yeah. So, within PGC curriculum, do you study education theory or do you study mainly about how to be a good teacher?
You do both, and that is very. I'm really happy with that because I did part at the university and part into the classroom. So you can go on from an academical point of view, and then you practice into the classroom.
Okay. 今、ちょっとラリッサさんの、経歴が面白いなと思ったので、聞かせていただいてたんですが、ラリッサさんはイタリアでイタリア語の、先生になる教授法を、イタリアの大学院で取得された後にイギリスに渡られて、イタリア語を教えようとしていたんですが、あまりイタリア語がメジャーではないので、今、スペイン語とフランス語を教えているっていう感じです。で、今はその職も辞めて、今新しい職を探している途中っておっしゃられていました。で、イギリスでは、PGC って言って、大学院なんですけど、1年間で、イギリスの先生になる教職の資格を取って、で、そこでは、例えば、こういったような、トピックですね。どういった教育システムがあるとか、セオリーサイドのことも学びつつも、あとは、どういうふうに効果的に教えられるのかっていう教授法も学ばれてたそうです。
Interesting.
And to wrap all the things I said, one of my dream is to go on and do a PhD on the education system around the world. Because I strongly believe, for my experience and what I'm seeing, that is quite urgent if we want the next generation to have a different lifestyle. It's quite urgent to make a change.
ラリッサさんの目標は PhD を博士号をイギリスでやることで、 やっぱり新しい世代には、新しい世代の、教育システムを開発しないといけないと思っているので、そう、博士号で学びたいと思っています。
Amazing. I want to help that too.
Yes, please, let's cooperate because
yeah. That's why Slack is important. It's like a big thing. It's not just a chat. I really do believe the reason why I started Roots of Being, it's not just, chatting or complaining about the society. It's about the movement that I want to do, movement to change the society and the world. Because we can't just carry on doing this.
スラックを立てたのは、そういった夢のある人の夢、応援したいから。で、ただ単に社会の不満とかを話してても大丈夫なんですけど、でもやっぱり何かムーブメントを起こさなきゃいけない。そのムーブメントを起こせる場としてのスラックを作りたいっていう思いがあります。So can I also talk?
Sure.
Hi, Larissa. I actually graduated from Durham University last year with education degree and also sociology. So that sort of topic is really interest of me as well.
Oh, wonderful.
Thank you. And so I really recommend for you to go to Durham University because Durham University has a wonderful education department. And if you especially want to study about neoliberalism and education system, which is the latest education system and also issues that we're having, there are so many wonderful professors at my uni, so please.
Great, I will look for that.
I also really want to support you. Yeah.
Thank you. My first stage of study at university was as anthropologist. That's why I always feel this strong. And it was many, many years ago. You were not born, I think, at that time. It was in 1992 that 1991 that I started.
I wasn't here. I wasn't born.
And at that time, all around the world, they were celebrating the 5th centenary of the discovery of America.
Oh.
And there was everywhere and all the time that different society they met, one of them suffered more. And that was for the Native Americans. So I kind of developed also I developed this very strong feeling. I'm so against every unfair situation where people suffer, they are repressed, they cannot express themselves, and they cannot even survive. And if we don't teach to young people to act differently, we don't win this battle.
そう、ダラム大学の教育学を卒業したので、そこにすごいいい先生がいて、今は新自由主義と教育の、がどう関わってるかっていうのが、一番今の問題、課題点だと思うので、それをやりたかったらぜひぜひ、うちの大学にっていう、ちょっと勧誘と、あとは、なんでラリッサさんが、そういった、教育システムに興味があるかっていうことをちょっと話しました。で、結局、人類学を大学で学ばれて、1991年あたりに。で、その時は、ネイティブアメリカンの人たちに対する、抑圧などの問題が社会的にやり玉に挙げられていて、そこで不平等とかに対する、強い、強い感情っていうのが湧き上がってきて、それが今、教育に向いているっていうことです。